Alright guys, so got a little bit more stuff going on here today. Basically, we might use a microphone in some of these videos now. I figured I'd set it up. I've got all the stuff to do it. And anyways, I'm just going to set my phone on to screen record here, so I'll have some things up as we're talking. But I basically just wanted to start documenting some of the stuff that I'm doing with credit, with crypto. My face probably looks weird. I just had my wisdom teeth pulled out like 5 days ago or so. I think it was maybe less than that. But anyways, I had 5 teeth pulled out and then a couple fillings done. So I still can't really totally smile, but I can a little bit. So anyways, yeah, really, these might be longer. I don't know. I don't know totally what these will be like. I wanted to kind of just leave space to talk about everything I'm doing and like financially, just because I feel like it would help some people, whether that's people in my own life that I know personally, or whether that's just people who come across this stuff. So yeah, we're just going to go for it. I wanted to do kind of an update on some crypto things. I think I lost in the last like day or 2 days. There was a little bit of a dip, and I think I lost like $6,000, which is crazy. It's the most money I've ever lost in any business or anything without actually doing anything. So I thought that was kind of funny. And everything I'm seeing, though, is just normal crypto stuff. Everybody I've talked to, all the groups I've been in, they're like, yeah, it's normal at this phase. You know, right now, fall, or I should say almost kind of winter, December of 2024, it's normal to have dips like that. And a lot of the dudes I'm hearing from, they're like, yeah, this actually isn't even that big of a dip either. So yeah, I wanted to kind of run through some of this stuff, and I figured it'd be cool to actually have my screen pulled up so you guys can see my information that I have on my phone from my ledger, everything like that. I'm not going to show the wallet address. I'm not going to show like personal information, but you can actually see the amounts. Once, a year from now, 2 years from now, I probably wouldn't do this. If I have like $100,000 in here, I don't think I'd give up my exact amounts in my wallets, but these are such small amounts, I don't really think it matters. And my biggest position right now is in Ondo, and I think we were at a little bit over $4,000 there for a little while, which was pretty cool. I put in $2,000 into that position, so I'm still up like $1,400. And yeah, definitely had a good size dip there. Where were we at here a little while ago? Yeah, I think we were like over. Yeah, we were over $4,000 for a bit. So it's weird to see it. I'm definitely learning a lot just about investing and about crypto and just kind of how things will go like this, and it's normal, and just the importance of knowing the season that you're in. I think a year ago, if I was doing this, and if it was just a smaller amount of money, I would have been trying to like sell and trade and do different things and whatever. But it's like, this is all really money that like I don't need. And I think that's a huge thing too for people first starting out is, I'm putting in money that I don't need. And I think for the first time, it was the first time this week I actually put in money using a credit card. But even that, it was like $2,000. So technically, like, I really didn't need that money either. Like down the road, will I use debt and stuff like that to buy crypto? I think so. Like I'm super interested in credit and loans, SBA loans, everything like that. Been learning a ton about that stuff. But right now, it's like I'm really not using money that I need. So it's like I think that makes a huge difference. I think what happens sometimes to people, at least from what I've seen, is they end up making a little bit of money. They double, they triple the $100, $200 or the $1,000 they put in, and then they start putting in money that they need, and then when the ebbs and flows come, they end up taking it out, and then you end up losing a bunch of money because you're not just waiting like you should wait. Another big thing about this is like, I really think this would be helpful, like not just for new people in crypto, some of the stuff we're going to be talking about, but also for people who have been in this for like, a cycle or 2 cycles or like since the beginning, basically, right? Because I'm like a super newbie. I'm a noob. I think for lack of better words. And so I think, even for some more seasoned people to kind of like see what I'm doing, to understand like retail, what is retail like, what is retail thinking, I think will be helpful. Because I really, the beginning of this year, I bought into HiveMapper, I think in like March, somewhere in there. I bought my first HiveMapper camera, bought the top. I think the coin was going for like 30 cents at that point. I should pull it up here. I'm going to pull up the HiveMapper chart. And that was my first like big investment into crypto. 4 years ago, I was doing stuff, but it was very small and very brief, Yeah, if we were looking at, it was around March, and I got that HiveMapper. And I'm just looking at this on CoinMarketCap. Yeah, it's about 20 cents right in there. And then it dipped down to, where did it go down to like 5 cents? I actually ended up buying 2 more cameras because they got so cheap. I bought that first HiveMapper off of eBay for like $2,200, something like that. And then within like a month, of using it, the amount it was paying out was so low. It was down like whatever that was, 75, 80%. But then I realized, I'm like, we should stick one of these in my wife's vehicle and in mine, and we could have 3 of them because we have several vehicles, So we're still getting paid from it. Probably somewhere between like $20, $30 a week, something like that. And excuse me, I've got maybe $3,000 in equipment. So I mean, that's actually, if at least from what I've heard from different miner guys who have been mining for a while, those numbers are not that bad. Buy $3,000 in equipment, and you're making, $20 to $30 a week. That's not bad at all. My cat might get in here. I really wanted to leave this open too, to where I don't have like a closed off studio. Come here. Because actually, I think it'd be kind of cool to have my cat in some of the videos. Unless he's super, super rowdy, then I probably won't do that. Hey, come here. So bought the top on HiveMapper, and then bought some more cameras, and I'm glad I did, because what I learned with that, was kind of the at least what makes the most sense for me as far as investing, because I messed around on not Pump.fun, but what was I using? I was using Telegram, and I was on one of the apps. What app was I using? One of those meme sniping things. It was a site for that, and I was doing that on my phone some, and I realized, I'm like, this is not my thing. Like, I could learn this. I could probably figure it out, but like, I have a business, so it's like, I make a lot of money putting up gutters, and I just don't think that, like, for me, it made sense to do that and try to learn meme coin trading like that. And so yeah, a lot of the money that I got paid from the HiveMapper right away, that first, however long, I really just lost all of it trying to trade and do different things. Did some copy trading too, which I actually like. I like copy trading, but I've realized now I want to learn more like the fundamental side of it. So I'm in a group. It's called the Investing Bros. They've got a YouTube channel where they put out a lot of really good stuff. I've learned a ton from those guys. And it's helped too as far as entry points. I'm learning, like, okay, what does it look like to not just take all the cash that I have available and spend it on crypto, but actually look for good entry points. I'm looking at charts more. It's another dude House of Crypto. I learned a bunch of stuff from that guy. So he's going crazy here. I still can't really like totally smile because my teeth are messed up from having my wisdom teeth done. But yeah, so did that earlier in the year with the Hide Mapper, and was just uploading my pictures from it. You guys have to look up what Hide Mapper is if you want to learn more about it. Google it or something like that. Some of you guys might know about it. But anyways, yeah, just kind of learning more of what I like to do. And then I figured out more towards the end of the year, I'm like, I don't even think really mining is so much what I'm looking for. I do think I am going to buy some miners, but yeah, I don't think that'll be a huge part of my investing. With access to credit and the ability to do it, and there being certain things at least I'm not comfortable with, nor do I have an understanding of doing as far as liquidating certain types of credit cards, I do think it makes sense to buy miners instead. At least right now, that's where I'm at. I don't think, February of this year I'd be looking to buy anything else, and even so, like, I'm still kind of on the fence as far as like, whether or not I would even buy more, because it just seems like you can make way more just investing in the coins, and it's way less work, it's way safer. Whereas with mining, it's like you have a physical device, you have a tax write-off kind of thing, which I love tax write-offs for my gutter business. It's like, it's so huge to buy equipment each year, reduce my taxable income, and using credit, using debt, using loans. I mean, it makes such a huge difference. But with crypto, as much as it would be cool to take down my taxable income that way, I've done the math a lot, and I'm like, man, I think at least for where I'm at, it makes more sense to just have like 95 to 98% of the money I'm putting in just be buying the coins rather than miners. And even with working on them too, it's like, I don't even know that I would take the time to figure out how to fix one. Like if I bought like a $3,000 miner and it broke, I'd send it back if I could send it back. But if I had to fix it, I don't think I'd fix it. I don't know. So that's something I thought about too. But anyways, yeah, kind of just buying the coins right now. So I think I got my first cold storage device. I got this ledger. I would have been in August, the end of August. So we're like mid-December right now. And that's when I started really, because I knew I wanted to start putting thousands and thousands of dollars into crypto, but I wanted to do it safely and make sure I didn't get robbed. So I got this thing, and then I got this other one, this Keystone 3 as well. I just noticed there were some projects I couldn't put on the ledger, and I wanted to make sure everything I was doing, if it was more than like a couple $100 that I had it on cold storage, so I didn't get jacked. And I am doing stuff on my phone, like basically, I'll pull this up here. We looked at the ledger, but I'm using Rabby as one of the wallets with the Keystone. And, I got about $8,000 on here right now. Lost in the last day, lost about 11%. So about, $800 or so. It's so crazy to think about. But yeah, I'm just holding, just waiting. I'm in probably like way too many coins right now, but I'm really trying to just allocate larger amounts to like what I think are the safer plays. Probably sounds dumb when you see the research coin like at the very top with like $1,400 in there. I put $1,000 into that one. I was sitting at about $2,000 for a little bit. About doubled. I do think that is, I'm not gonna have like 30% of my portfolio in research coin, but I thought, at least for where I'm at, like 5% is a good amount. I think as of a couple days ago, I had like $32,000 in total in crypto, and I think I'd put in, maybe around 20, something like that, in the last 3 months. So, I mean, that's like a 50% increase. It's pretty cool, but I'm trying not to over allocate into like too many projects, And I do have smaller ones here too that I think are gonna rip. Like some of these, the Xborg one, the Seed World. I just put some money into those within the last week because I was looking. Everything was pumping and going crazy, and I'm like, these are not good places to buy these bigger projects anymore. And I wish I would have left some money to put more in now because we had really good dips on these. Some of them are down 20-30%. But I'm glad I bought into the projects that hadn't pumped yet. And some of these I put in the XMW Champ. I put in $100 into those. Fefe, Garago, $100 into those. Garago's not doing good, but I figured, I'm like, man, I might as well just leave it. Something could happen. Something could rip up again. And with a lot of these, I don't have crazy levels with them either. Like a lot of these projects that I'm putting $100 into, I do think like they could just go to zero just like that, and that's okay. And with the amount I am trying to get out, I think for most of these, that I have put only $100 into, my take profit level is, once that thing does a 5x, I'm taking out half. So I at least made, for putting in that $100, I'm taking out $250, and then I'll let it ride up to another level and take out more. So I do think that my let's see here. I'm going to pull this back up again. Just got a phone call there. There we go. So yeah, I do think like as far as being like a total noob, like I have some pretty good take profit levels on some of these, and I should actually pull it up here. I want to show this too. And I have been changing these every week. I've updated some of these, and I want to make sure that I don't just like go totally crazy here and keep upping them. But I'm trying to stay within reason to where like I for sure make money. Like I would like to do it for sure 5x, and that's it. Because I'm, putting in 20 grand. I mean, that's a good amount. I'm not putting in $1,000, to where I'm like, let's go super risk on. Like, even though it's money I don't need, I want to make sure that I make money because I want to do this like for the rest of my life. I honestly think the blockchain technology is crazy. I think every bank is starting to use this. They've been doing it behind the scenes, stacking up. Some of them have, and it's crazy. I watched this Ripple documentary, and I heard people talk about it before it came out. It was actually like kind of boring because I knew most of the stuff they were talking about in it already. I just heard it in different YouTube videos. But it was very interesting just in seeing like how much they did to cover this stuff up and how people were really stacking up on crypto. All these big companies were behind the scenes. I mean, it's crazy. So I want to do this for the rest of my life. I want to be invested in this stuff. And, in order to do that, I think I need to take it at the marathon pace and not at the sprint pace. So if I do, excuse me, if I do end up doing a 10x or a 20x or whatever on my total portfolio, cool. But I'm really trying to make sure I get at least a 5x. So coming out with 100 grand liquid cash at the end of this in the bank. I'm not leaving it in stable coins. I'm not doing all that stuff. I want $100,000 in the bank. Honestly, by spring, I think I'm going to be mostly out by March or April, even though it seems like there's a good chance we could pump up all the way through into the beginning of 2026 and fake people out. That's what I think, at least from what I'm seeing and all the dudes I'm listening to. This is my first cycle. I'm a total noob. What do I know? But I do think we are going to pump up into there. But at that point, I'm okay this spring if I only have 10 grand in there and I'm doing more risk on type of plays, because I want to make sure that I make money. I think what happens is people try to make too much or they get super greedy and they have more money than they ever had in their bank account. They try to keep going and they just lose everything. And it's like, no, man, like I really want to be in this thing for the long haul. And I honestly think if it doesn't happen this cycle, it's going to be next cycle. I'll be done, man. And I'll end up selling my gutter business and that'll be it. And I'm looking at now, even next year, which is why I think this could happen, because like I've been learning a lot about loans and credit and everything like that. If I can get an SBA loan, if I could put down 50 grand or 100 grand, and part of the deal in that SBA loan is one, debt consolidation. So all the different loans that I have on equipment and vehicles for my business, using it for that, right? So I have lower interest rates, buying the new vehicles and equipment that I need to buy next year. But then a part of it is working capital. Part of that going into Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana, major players in the crypto space, right? Kind of the foundation of things with Bitcoin and Ethereum, having that money there as, if I'm saying it right, reserve capital asset, capital reserve asset, however they say it, like Michael Saylor's doing with MicroStrategy. I honestly think that's going to be the future of a lot of businesses. I think we're going to see lots of small businesses like mine where they are, even if it's just one or two people or whatever, and they're doing a couple $100 grand a year, I think people are going to be able to retire as a result of doing stuff like this. I'm working on setting up a Coinbase account for my gutter business, so that next year, and I want to do it. I want to do everything straight up the right way. And if I can't do it with an SBA loan, if they're like, yeah, we're not at the point where we're going to give you an SBA loan, knowing that part of it's going into Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's okay. But I'm still going to stack lines of credit, business lines of credit. And I honestly think I still could get to that level where by the end of next year, I do have $500,000 available in business lines of credit and unsecured business credit cards, to where I could put it once we find the bottom, whether that's the end of next year, whether that's 2026, whatever. I bring in a lot of that money and put it into digital assets, put it into Bitcoin, put it into Ethereum. Excuse me. And I honestly think if I can get close to the bottom, if even if I don't get it exactly, let's say I put 200 grand into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then it still goes down another 50% from there. That still wouldn't even be that bad, man, if I'm sitting there at the bottom and then we build up into the next bull market. And you can borrow against assets. Like if I was using, hey, come here. Yeah, you're okay. You can borrow against those assets. You can borrow against your Bitcoin. You can borrow against your Ethereum. Right now, can you? I don't totally know if you can for sure. I know Michael Saylor's doing it with MicroStrategy, but I believe in not a lot of time, this stuff's going to open up to where we can do that with small businesses, and it's going to be crazy what people do, man. I think there's a huge opportunity right now. For people, even if you don't own a small business, just as an individual, for investing. And I told this one guy who was asking me about it a couple weeks ago, I told him, I'm like, man, these are the dudes I'm watching on YouTube, like, do your own research. But I honestly don't think that with where you're at right now, it'd be a good time to get into this, even though you could make a ton of money. I would wait until things bottom out. I would wait a year and a half or whatever it is, and then get in when everybody's talking about how much they hate crypto and all these scams have happened and all these terrible things, and if there's a bank collapse or something like that. Like, I told them that's the time to get in. I feel like I'm late, and I started going heavy into research at the beginning of 2024. It would have been definitely better if I was buying a year before that, but I do think that I'm in a spot where, like, it was not a bad entry, because of the amount that I was able to learn. This is the first year that I worked by myself, putting up gutters since I first started. I would always have somebody with me, and I felt like the Lord was telling me to do it different, because I got married in January and I didn't want to work 70-hour weeks anymore. It just wasn't healthy. And I knew with just working by myself and just having a part-time guy, I could do that. And I was able to work a lot less hours. Still had a lot of 50-hour weeks. Sometimes it hit 60-hour weeks. But at large, I was able to work a lot less. And I wore headphones the whole time. Not these big headphones, but little ones. So I was able to go through hundreds and hundreds of hours of crypto research. I would say it's fair to say I'm at over 1,000 hours, which is not, this is like my first year really diving in hard. So it's not a lot, but it does seem like enough to do some damage, especially with, I didn't put $1,000 in. If you look at like the Hive mappers and just the liquid cash that I've put in, I mean, and being in groups and different things, I've probably got 25 grand into this. So it is definitely serious. And if that was all gone, that's okay. It's money that I don't need. I'm not in debt or anything like that. At least with crypto or like in my personal life, I have business debt that's good debt that's saved me thousands and thousands of dollars on taxes, but that's a whole different thing. Yeah, I was going to look at this a while ago. We had it pulled up, but right now I just have it, kind of a rough idea. Some of these are probably pretty close with the thing at the top of the screen here. It says narratives, just the different things I'm in. So RWA, that's about how much I put in, not necessarily how much is there now. AI, gaming, DeFi, memes. I didn't get into memes till the last couple weeks. I just thought it was dumb. I thought I could make way more other ways, but now I've been listening to Murad. I've been listening to, what's the guy's name? Across the Rubicon. I was in his group, his private group for a little while. I've been listening to some other guys, and I do think memes are pretty big deal. So I have, tried to get a chunk of my portfolio into memes, small caps, just smaller utility type projects, and then index as well. Basically just being, I think I'm in 3 different projects with Index Coop. One is just the project itself, stuck $1,000 in there. And then, because I do think it's going to go crazy. If it goes, it might go to 0. It's a really small market cap. I think I put in at 23 million. Yeah, and with that one, I think I am going for my first take profit level. Yeah, that'd be 10,000. Once it hits 10 grand, like the total value of my portfolio, then I'd pull out 9,000, which I think is a reasonable level. That's not a huge market cap, and I honestly think even with that, I'm leaving a lot of money on the table. But like I said, I really want to make money. Like I don't want to come out of this like having like broke even or having like lost 10 grand or anything like that. I want to do it stable. I want to do it correctly. I want to keep learning, being in all these different crypto groups, going through the YouTube stuff, researching on my own, looking at charts. Like I really want to stay committed and in it the whole time and not get delusional and crazy and like end up going for $1 million when it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, so kind of a list of projects here. It looks like I stuck about 10 grand into that ledger, so I'm up about 6 grand or so still on that ledger, which is crazy. And I'll pull this out so you can see like position sizes. I'll even show the take profit levels too, at least where they're at. The Rabby Keystone one. Yeah, I got about 7 grand into there. So I'm only up about $1,000 on that wallet right now. But it was a lot more a couple days ago. We just had a crazy crash. Some of these I've hit take profits on. Some of them aren't marked off. But the Neural AI, that one I put in $250. It shot up to being worth $1,000. So I pulled out $550. I'm gonna let it ride for a while. Honestly, think it could do a lot more. I don't know what the heck it's gonna do. Once it hits another 10x, I might take out half, but it might be before then. I don't really know. And I know I took profit on another one. Oh, Across the ACX up there, the other one that's green. Same thing. Put in $250. It turned into being worth over $1,000, so I took out half. Um, the the Soulflare one, just a Solana Keystone wallet. Um, yeah, it looks like that's kind of just a bunch of memes on there because it's so cheap. It's so easy with Solana. Learning the different blockchains and stuff has been crazy too. Learning how to trade on chain and getting off of Coinbase and crypto.com. Definitely have lost money just sending it with the wrong network several times. I've lost like $100 here and there. Nothing crazy though. I've never lost like several $1,000s or anything. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I do have a couple things in hot wallets just because I couldn't get them in there. Like, in crypto.com, I bought Peak, which I think is sitting pretty good right now. I think, I bought it. Didn't totally understand the whole new launch thing at that point, which is pretty recent. I should have waited for a dip, but bought it for $100. Went down to being worth like 50 or something, but now it's up to being worth like 160, $170 again. That'll probably be another one where once it does a 5x, so that $100 turns into 500, I'll take out 250, and probably just put it into something safer. Got the Nacho meme coin. I think one of those Caspa meme coins is going to go crazy, if not a couple of them. Once the other ones get on main exchanges, I should check to see if they're on there. I do want to get them because I think there's another one called Casper. I'd like to stick $100 in there. Just because I think some of those could go nuts. And I'm not in Caspa. I was in Caspa for a little bit. It went down and I sold it. Total noob thing to do. But I felt like there were so many other things like I was learning way more about, and the meme side of it made more sense. Just because I think the memes are kind of like leveraged exposure to Caspa. But yeah, I just want to show some of my take profit levels on these. Maybe that'd be helpful for some of you guys, whether you're new to this and you're wondering, okay, when should I take profits? Don't listen to me. I really don't know anything. This is my first cycle doing this, like I said, but also thought this would be helpful for people who maybe been in this a while. I don't think anybody that's been doing this a while would watch this whole video or get this far in, honestly. But to help understand the perspective of the noob, maybe they would. Did put some money into a HSA. I think I made about $300 doing that because I knew I had my wisdom teeth thing coming up. So I put $3,000 in a Fidelity HSA and had it in Ethereum in the ETF. And it went down a bunch, and I had my tooth appointment coming up, and I was like, dude, should I just wait? And everything with the market, everything I was seeing, I'm like, I should just wait. And that $3,000 went down to like 2,400, I think. Then it went up to 3,500, and then it came down a little bit. I pulled it out, so it's worth about a little over 3,300 bucks. So I used that money for my tooth appointment, which is cool. But yeah, I think that's a lot of what I want to talk about today. Just kind of wanted to, do a video practicing this model where I have, my screen recording stuff pulled up so you can see it on there. I do want to do more of these regularly. I have kind of like a little studio set up here now, at least the way I think I'm gonna have it. So, yeah, I think that's mostly it, at least for what I want to talk about today. God bless you guys. Thanks for listening. I really just want to help people with this stuff. Also, I'm supposed to say, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. All the things that people say, there's probably other things. I should look them up. Yeah, don't buy any of the things that I'm buying just because you hear me talking about them. There's other things. I should have a script. I should look it up. There's things I hear people say all the time in videos, but yeah, God bless you guys. Have a good day, night, whenever you're listening to this, and we'll see you later.